What's up, guys? Welcome to Parlay Power Hour for July 23rd, 2021. Shout out to Grant for changing the date. He's the real MVP of today's show. We got to grind today, boys. We got this, and then we're going right into sports that should not be in the Olympics. That should be fun. If you are a beach handball player, you probably shouldn't watch it because you're going to be triggered. And honestly, we don't want to trigger you, but we're gonna. So anyways, this is Parlay Power Hour for July 23rd, the best hour of your day. How you boys doing today?
I'm doing great. My record's doing great. Unlike you clowns over there.
So, I had a 3-0 day, Grant. I don't want to hear it. Yesterday was a good day for me. The Red Sox pulled it out. I just continued to hate on them for the entire night until they actually did something, and they pulled out the victory. So I was pretty pleased.
Yeah, I mean, how about them Red Sox? I could care less. Grant, I could go. I would lose. This is how much I love the freaking Boston Red Sox. I would die for this team. I would lose like all my bets straight for like months just to see them beat the Yankees every night. Like literally, the Red Sox played so bad last night, and the Yankees said, "Hey, here's the game. Why don't you win it? You can win it. We don't want to win it." So it was a really good night for me. Honestly, I was very happy about that. It did take away from the money I lost betting, but what are you gonna do? All right. Let's get into it. Subscribe to the Sports 2.0 Network on YouTube. A lot of great content. 750 subscribers. Check out it on, I tweeted it on, Sports 2.0 Network, Noob Sports. Tweeted a cool edit of us rocking 750 because we're hot stuff, baby. You know it.
That was pretty dope.
It was dope. It was dope. I mean, hey, I work hard. I work hard.
I didn't know you had those kind of abilities. It was pretty impressive.
Well, I took one like Photoshop class before I dropped it in college. Like I did it for like 2 weeks, and then I was like, I can't do this, but I kind of learned how to do Photoshop, so it was worth the time. But anyways, guys, subscribe. Thanks for all the support so far. And PointsBet Sportsbook in Michigan. Use code NOOBMT. Are you a fan of the Detroit Tigers? Because they're the best team in baseball right now. That's what it comes down to. Use code NOOBMT on PointsBet. If you're in Michigan, I know everyone's saying, where's our code? We're going to get to you guys. But we're working on Michigan right now till July 30th, I believe. There's 31 days in July, though, right?
Yeah. I remember okay. I told you a little song, and then Rachel started talking about the knuckles and –
the knuckles makes absolutely no sense to me. But anyways, July 31st, I think this promo runs through. Use code NOOBMT. You're going to get a $300 deposit match and an entry into the Miller Lite times Detroit Tiger VIP Summer Sweepstakes. It's a $400 value if you win it. 4 Detroit Tigers tickets, 4 Miller Lite sweaters, not sweatshirts, sweaters, 4 Miller Lite hats, 1 autographed baseball. It's a $400 value. Like I said, it's a freaking $1,000 value now because they're the best team in baseball. Let's get into it. Grant, the one and only Mitchell's 86 and 67. Will the Wizard Reed is 56 and 47. Tanner Kern is 52 and 43. I had an 0 for day yesterday. I'm not proud of it. I'm sorry, but you know what? The Red Sox won, so I could care less. Grant, let's get into it. Orioles Nationals over 10. I think we all picked this game today. So we can all join in on the conversation talking about why Jorge Lopez and Patrick Corbin are going to yield the over of the century today.
Yeah, so for those who don't know, I mean, I don't know if we've ever mentioned this before, but we send our picks to each other before the show, and we all picked the Orioles and the Nats to go over. I mean, this might be the most surefire bet that we've had the entire show. I mean, we have Garrett Richards Day, we have Matt Harvey Day, all that stuff. The Orioles are over machines. The Nats, especially lately, have been over machines. The pitching matchup is not good at all. Jorge Lopez is 2-12 with a 6.04 ERA. I mean, I couldn't make a case that it stays under, no matter how much you tried.
Yeah, I mean, when I look at this game, obviously, Nats can hit the ball. You got Juan Soto. Juan Soto's still on fire. I mean, he carried the momentum from defeating Shohei the Golden Boy Ohtani in the home run derby and just never stopped hitting bombs. The Orioles, when they do show up, they hit the baseball. I don't know if they'll show up today. Patrick Corbin's not much of a threat to me, in my opinion, so I think they do hit the ball a little bit. I like this game going over 10. I think there could be about 20 runs scored. Will, what do you think?
Yeah, Patrick Corbin doesn't scare me at all. Last Nationals game I went to, unfortunately, it was when Patrick Corbin pitched. It was the day of the Nats Park shooting, but he let up, I think, 3 runs early in the first inning to the Padres and would continue to let up a few more runs for the rest of the night while Blake Snell also let up a few runs against the Nationals. So I'm not scared of this one going under. I mean, we shouldn't be scared. It's over Friday. Every game's going over, so this is an easy one to take.
There you go. All right, so Grant, you got Mariners Athletics. Neither of us have this game. Now, I took the over of 7.5 yesterday, and I lost. There were 5 runs scored. It was just I got tempted by that 7.5. Feels like you're doing the same thing today. I think Frankie Montes is going against Kikuchi. It's a pretty good pitching matchup. So why do you like it?
Yeah, so we had that back and forth yesterday about how when it's 7.5, I mean, that just jumps off the page, obviously. It didn't work out for you, but that doesn't mean that you should abandon ship. I still think that's a good rule to go by because it's hard for Major League Baseball games to stay under 7.5 if it's not a doubleheader, and this one is not. It is a pretty decent pitching matchup. Like you mentioned, Montez and Kikuchi, 4.33 ERA, 3.9 ERA, so not great, but definitely not bad. And then with two teams, they both, I guess, been scoring at a relatively average sort of rate. So if you put those together, that would tell you, maybe they'd be around 6, 7, 8 runs, which doesn't inspire a bunch of confidence. But this is a very important matchup as far as postseason futures. So I think both teams are really going to be on their A game. The Mariners did have a nice stretch, I think, a week ago where they were scoring the ball pretty effectively. So I don't think, is it a good pitching matchup? Maybe, but it's not a great one. It's not like we're getting, Jacob deGrom and Walker Buehler or, some of the best guys in the league out there. These guys, between them, they're only one win over 500. They both got basically 4 flat ERAs, so I'm not too worried about it.
Yeah, I mean, I like this bet. I would say, even though I lost this over yesterday, I would say go over again today because, like you said, 7.5 runs is pretty easy to get in baseball. I mean, if they keep this under for 2 days, I'll be shocked. Now, Will, what do you think of this?
Yeah, I'll be shocked too, but both teams have been on a nice trend of going under in their games. The Mariners have done it in their last 3 games. The Athletics have done it in their last 5. But the only thing I will say that gives me hope for the over is Kikuchi did not have a good game in his last start. I believe he gave up around 6 runs in 3 or 4 innings against the Angels in his last start on Sunday. So there's a good chance that he might not have another good game. Montes can be questionable sometimes. So I think this one goes over. 7.5 is the low total.
Yeah, I mean, the Mariners got to chip in. The Athletics scored 4 runs yesterday. Mariners got to find a way to get some runs on the board, get this game over. All right, so we'll go to Rangers, Astros. We both picked this, Will. You can start. I know Odorizzi is on the bump for the Astros, and I don't think he's that good. So that was kind of why I said over. And then as well, Rangers aren't that good. So that was my initial thoughts. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, the Rangers, I'll read off the numbers of what they gave up to the Detroit Tigers. And now the Detroit Tigers have been on a roll.
Best team in baseball.
As you mentioned, best team in baseball after
Luke MT.
But they let up 14 runs to the Tigers, then they 4 runs, and 7 runs in their loss last night. So, I mean, they've just been giving up runs out of the wazoo on the Rangers end. The Astros haven't been scoring too much recently, but, I mean, they're going to be going up against the Rangers, so I'm not too scared about that. And you mentioned it, Jake Odorizzi on the mound for the Astros. He's not stellar. I'm not really worried that he can keep this game under by himself. So I think the Rangers might pour in like 2 or 3 runs. The Astros put in probably 6 against Allard for the Rangers at least, and that'll go over.
Yeah, I mean, what I've seen from the Astros is they kind of play down to bad teams this year. So they're playing the Rangers. They do tend to play down. But the thing is, I hate betting unders with the Astros because they're so explosive. And even the Rangers, I mean, Joey Gallo is still on their team. We got to keep that in mind. He will be traded most likely. But the Rangers have some pop in that lineup. Astros are going to have to control most of this over today, but I think it does go over. I really like this bet, Will. I mean, we're on the same page. That's what it comes down to. Grant, what do you think of this?
Yeah, I was actually going to take this one too until I saw that both of you guys had already taken it. So I wanted to bring some variety to the show. But, I mean, the fact I was going to take it, I wholeheartedly agree with this one. You touched on pretty much most of the major points. It's hard to just bet the Astros for the under at almost any total, just because even if they haven't been going over lately, the ability they have in that lineup. And they have guys, they have guys who could easily hit back-to-back home runs. All of a sudden, they've scored 4 or 5 runs in 1 inning, and you're halfway to the total in a couple batters. So take the over on this one.
Yeah, 100%. So then we'll go to LA here. You got Dodgers, Rockies. This game is in Los Angeles tonight. Dodgers got screwed by the umpires last night. I'm not going to talk about this. They got screwed. I should have won this bet. My guy on Twitter, whoever tweeted at me, I don't know his exact handle, but he lost like $700 because of the Dodgers, because the umpires, they suck. They should be fired. If you blow a call and you're a professional, you should be fired. That's my thoughts on that. But anyways, Grant, we're not talking about that. That's in the rearview mirror. We're talking Dodgers Rockies in the over. I believe David Price is on the bump for the Dodgers, so that's an over there for sure. And then my man Chichi Gonzalez.
Yeah, since you and Will apparently don't know how to pick correct Dodgers bets, I thought I'd have to carry the mantle for us here. This is the bet that you wanted to.
When was the last time I bet on the Dodgers game?
You always tell Tanner he's right. You always say, I'm going to have to agree with Tanner on this.
Because I am right. Listen.
Well, I mean, the Dodgers could have won yesterday. So.
I told you the Giants were going to win that series.
The Dodgers won. No, the Dodgers won yesterday. No, the Dodgers
won.
They
didn't.
The Dodgers won. You know what? I don't. If the umps blow a call, if the umps blow a call, the Dodgers won. That's how it works. It's just like the Yankees didn't win that game against the Red Sox at the Little League World Series game. That game doesn't count. Like, it doesn't matter. The Dodgers won yesterday. That's what it comes down to.
Okay, even if they won yesterday, they didn't win the series. It's a 2-2 split.
Yeah, that's fine. It's fine. They split. That's no big deal. Hakuna Matata.
No chance. Listen to me for correct information about the Dodgers, all right? Today's game, here's what you need to know. I mean, it's over Friday, but it doesn't matter. This one's going over no matter what. They're playing the Colorado Rockies, who are 9-34 away from home. So if you're looking for easy money, take them on the spread. You're going to get much better value there than the money line. But why this game's going over, Tanner? I mean, you keep mentioning my great points. David Price is there. He's 4-0 with a 3.1 ERA, which is pretty good for most teams, but it's actually, I think it's the worst on the Dodgers amongst their starters. And with the team they have, it's not. It's a good line to have, but it's not super impressive given the team they have around him. Going up against Chichi Gonzalez, who's 3-6 with a 5.99 ERA. The Dodgers, they're going to feel screwed by that. All jokes aside, they're going to feel screwed by the call and the fact that they just dropped 3 or 4 to the Giants, who are obviously their rivals for the best team in the NL. So I think they come out, they try to put up like at least 15 tonight. I think they want to come out and make a statement, or at least give themselves some sort of confidence. I guess it's not a statement to beat the Rockies, but give themselves some momentum, get rolling again. So I think they have a huge night tonight.
Yeah, I mean, if they score 15, I'd call that a statement, no matter who it's against in Major League Baseball. I don't think they'll score 15, Grant. I do think they have a good offensive night. I think the Rockies have a decent offensive night as well. You look at David Price, come out of the bullpen a lot this year. He's going to start getting in the starting rotation because Trevor Bauer is no longer doing YouTube videos and no longer playing baseball. And Clayton Kershaw is injured, and Dustin May is injured, and the Dodgers are still the best team in baseball. That's what you need to know. Will, do you agree with this?
Yeah, I don't have any problems with this one. The Dodgers could handle this over by themselves tonight, so I'm not really too worried about it. The Rockies will probably chip in a few on David Price, but I think the Dodgers will probably handle this on their own.
Yeah, totally agree there. All right, we'll go to Pirates and Giants over 8.5. This game's in San Francisco, Will?
Yes, it is. It's at, I believe it's AT&T Park in San Francisco. But yeah, so the main reason I took this one is the amount of runs that the Pirates have been giving up. They allowed 6 to the Diamondbacks, 11 to the Diamondbacks, and 4 to the Diamondbacks in their 3-game series that they just had. And prior to that, they were giving up a lot of runs to the New York Mets. While the Mets are an explosive offense, the Mets have been pretty inconsistent this year. So the Pirates have been giving up a lot of runs. They've covered all their overs in the last 5 games. The Giants are coming off of their nice little series win against the Dodgers that me and Tanner would probably both argue was a series split after last night's terrible call.
No, it's not argue. It was. The Dodgers won last night.
Yeah, it's not an argument. The Giants won.
We have to argue.
The Dodgers won last night.
The final score was 5-3. The Giants won.
The final score was Dodgers won. That's all you need. There's no final score. Dodgers won last night. That's it. It doesn't count. Dodgers won. Go ahead, Will.
Either way, in that series against the Dodgers, they were able to go over in 2 of those games, push in 1 and go under in 1. And that's in a series that there's pretty good pitching matchups all around. So I think the Giants will probably pick up their offense in this one against the Pirates. The Pirates might get a few on Johnny Cueto, who's going to be on the mound for the Giants. So, I mean, it's over Friday. I'm not scared to take this one.
See, it's over Friday, so I'm not scared to take this one. But I'm going to say, like you talk about the Giants scoring runs, like they should have scored 1 run on yesterday. But the umps screwed the Dodgers, and that's why the Dodgers won yesterday. But anyway,
the Dodgers also had Walker Buehler on the mound compared to Cool for the Pirates. So
yeah, Walker Buehler was freaking dirty yesterday. That was fun to watch. Walker Buehler was sensational. So it's a damn shame that Grant thinks the Dodgers didn't win yesterday because they did. Anyways, Blue Jays Mets over 8.5. We're going final bet of the day. Then make sure to join us for our Olympic show. I don't even know what we're calling the sports that shouldn't be in the Olympics. There's a lot of them, and we're going to break it all down. It's going to be pretty funny, and we're going to trigger beach handball players. So just make sure you're there for that. But anyways, let's talk Blue Jays versus Mets here. Steven Matz with a 4.43 ERA. He's going against Tyler McGill. I picked the Blue Jays in this game straight up to win on another one of my parlays today. I like the Blue Jays a lot. I know they played very poorly against the Boston Red Sox. I was kind of scared going into that series, but then I remember the Red Sox are the best team in baseball. So I said I shouldn't have been scared. But anyways, Blue Jays, Mets, over 8.5. I do like this going over. McGill's got a 2.28 ERA, somewhere in that range, low twos. But he's only thrown 20-something innings. He hasn't faced a lineup like the Blue Jays. Vladdy Guerrero, Kevin Biggio, Vladdy, Kevin, Bo Bichette. I mean, George Springer, the cheaters dialing in now at the plate. This team's good. This team's freaking good. All right, so watch out for them. They're going to get this game over tonight. I am going to this game tomorrow, so I'm very freaking excited about that. Hyun-Jin Ryu versus Taijuan Walker. So I'm pumped about that. But
good matchup.
Game in New York.
Yeah, game in New York. Yep.
You're driving up to the Big Apple.
Driving to the Big Apple. I'm not going to the Big Apple. I don't want to get COVID like the whole New York Yankees locker room. I'm just going to the stadium. But yeah, I'm pretty pumped about that. So I'm looking forward to that. That's why maybe that gave me a little inkling to look at this game today. But I do love this going over 8.5 runs today. What do you guys think?
I'll go first, but
Will always goes first because he thinks the Dodgers won yesterday, just like me.
Yeah, you mentioned it. The Blue Jays did not have a great series against the Red Sox, but in those games they both went over. The Blue Jays were able to score 4 runs in both of them. I'm not too scared of McGill on the mound. He said it. He's inexperienced, only 20 innings pitched this year so far, and the Blue Jays are going to score runs when they need to. The Mets can be explosive. We always mention it when we're talking about overs and unders with the Mets. Pete Alonso could hit a 3-run shot out of there, and then after that, all you need is 6 more runs from both sides. So at minus 120 odds, this is pretty favorable.
Yeah, I mean, Frankie Lindor will not be in the lineup, but was he ever in the lineup this year? I don't think so. So go with the Mets. Go with the Mets straight. No, go with the Blue Jays straight up. Go with the over. I think the Mets lose tonight. I think they could win tomorrow. I want to see how the Blue Jays bounce back with their offense after a poor Red Sox series. But again, Red Sox are the best team in baseball, so it makes sense that they didn't hit the baseball against them. Anyways, final thoughts, Grant. We'll start with you because you are a party pooper today. Grant, the one and only Mitchell, 86 and 67. First of all, I got a question before that. How were the Lucky Charms?
Oh, they were excellent. In pre-production this morning, I was munching on some Lucky Charms. Probably the first time in at least 10 years I've had a bowl of Lucky Charms. And it made me feel like a child again, and also gave me the strength that I need to grow and be a tall, strong boy and take you guys down.
Very interesting. Okay, final thoughts. Now, you're not going to get lucky from the Lucky Charms today, and it was very unprofessional that you were eating those in our meeting before. But anyways, final thoughts.
Yeah, I don't need them to get lucky. If you look at my record, I have been absolutely killing it lately. While the host here, since you are the host, not the co-host, our host here had an O for day because he bets with his heart and not his head, and he takes the Dodgers to win. When they lost, you go to ESPN.com, you go to MLB.com, the Dodgers lost. You'll see it. I'm not making it up.
Dodgers won yesterday. Will, final thoughts?
Yeah, I'm upset Grant didn't take the Lucky Charm, like the lucky route when he was talking about his final thoughts or saying that you'd get lucky. But he was saying, but you kind of mentioned that into his brain. But 56 and 47, I was 3-0 yesterday. It's going to continue today. We're going to have another 3-0 day over Friday. All these games are going to go over. I'm pretty confident about it. And tune into the Olympic show. It should be a good time.
Yep, definitely. Final thoughts out of me is, listen, I'm tired. I got stung by a bee earlier in the week. I'm still fatigued from that. I'm still dehydrated. I worked out this morning. I was up till about 1 in the morning, 2 in the, maybe even 3 in the morning because I was so ecstatic about the Red Sox winning last night. Then I stayed up and I watched the Dodgers win. So that was, it was late for me. Stayed up, watched the Dodgers win last night. So, yeah, I'm pretty tired. I'm pretty beat. It's going to be a tough grind to get through the rest of this Friday. But I'm going to do it for the people because I love the people and the people need the picks. That's my final thoughts.
The people need to know that Tanner is normally in bed by 9:30. He's actually a 23-year-old grandma.
No. This is why I don't answer you guys after 9:30. I put the Red Sox game on, and I don't answer you guys. I'm up all night. If anyone wants to tweet at me and talk about how bad the Yankees are, you can do that. But you guys, no. Well, maybe Will, because Will's a team player, but Grant, no. Anyways, that was the best hour of your day. Join us for the Olympics show. We're going to trigger beach handball players, so that should be fun. And that was Parlay Power Hour for July 23rd. Subscribe, use PointsBet, and we will see you on Monday for another episode, boys. Right?
For sure.
Monday.
Damn right. Damn right. Not over Monday. Monday's normal. But we'll see you then. PointsBet Sportsbook. Use code NoopMT. All that good stuff, guys. Join us in 10 minutes for an Olympic show. See you soon.